Welcome to the Show Day Podcast, Season Preview Edition. Today's season preview comes with the Colts from Dubuque, Iowa. The Colts are an 8-time DCI finalist. They've been a semi-finalist at World Championships every single year since 1993. Last season, they finished in 14th place, jumping the Academy on the last day of the season with an 84.613. The Colts' best finish all time came back in 1995 when they finished 9th on World Championship Finals night. Let's take a look at the schedule for 2019 for the Colts. Beginning June 22nd with Drums on Parade in Madison, Wisconsin. June 23rd then in Zionsville, Indiana at DCI Crossroads. Moving across Ohio and then back to Indiana, June 28th with DCI Central Indiana in Muncie. That show can be streamed live on Flow Marching. Finish up the month of June with Show of Shows in Illinois and River City Rhapsody Rochester Edition in Minnesota. Begin July with the Northwoods Encore in Wausau, Wisconsin on July 2nd. July 3rd, Rotary Music Festival in Cedarburg, Wisconsin. July 5th, they'll be in Lisle, Illinois for the Cavalcade of Brass, and then wrap up this first segment of tour for the Colts with the DCI Menominee event in Menominee, Wisconsin on July 7th, another show that can be streamed live on Flow Marching. Continuing with the 2019 schedule for the Colts, July 9th, the Thunder of Drums in Mankato, Minnesota. July 10th, Celebration in Brass in Ankeny, Iowa. That show, a new show to the Flow Marching streaming schedule this year. Excited to see that one on July 10th. July 12th, Music on the March in Dubuque, Iowa, a home show for the Colts. And then July 13th, they'll get to perform at the Tour of Champions Northern Illinois event in DeKalb, Illinois, live on Flow Marching. July 14th, 15th, and 18th, they have shows that next week, 3 before the DCI Southwestern Championship in San Antonio, Texas. And then July 22nd, the Colts will wrap up their Texas tour with DCI Mesquite in Mesquite, Texas. And then finally, the last part of the schedule for the Colts this year, starting July 24th with DCI Arkansas in Little Rock, Arkansas. We'll move to Alabama July 26th, and then we'll be at the DCI Southeastern Championship in Atlanta July 27th, live on Flow Marching. End of July, they'll be in Centerville, Ohio for the annual Soaring Sound Show. August 1st, the CYO Nationals in Lawrence, Massachusetts. Their show night is Saturday this year at DCI East, August 3rd, the DCI Eastern Classic, Allentown, Pennsylvania, live on Flow Marching. And then 2 more shows before World Championships in Indianapolis, Indiana, August 8th and 9th, guaranteed probably for the Colts. But that 10th, they're definitely going to be looking to get that. There's a lot of cores in that race this year. You've got pretty much everybody from Phantom, the Crossmen, Spirit of Atlanta, the Colts, the Academy, sometimes the Troopers even get in there. You got a good 4, 5, 6 quarters that could finish in finals this year, and it will be interesting. Maybe throw the Mandarins in there if they can't keep up with what they had last year. But I think the Colts, what I'm seeing from them so far, I like the direction they are heading. So, the 2018 lead staff for the Colts Drum and Bugle Corps. First 2 on the list, we've got Jeff McFarland and Vicky McFarland, husband and wife. Jeff McFarland, he works overseeing all of the Colts youth organization programs, including the Colts, Colt Cadets, the DCI Open Class Corps, and a bunch of other local events and programs that the Colts run. Vicky McFarland, she's the corps director for the Colts. She was most recently the director of the Colt Cadets up to 2012, then became corps director of the Colts in 2012-13. She's a music educator, clinician, and judge throughout the Midwest of the United States. Don Click, he's the program coordinator for the Colts this year. This is his first year doing that position with the Colts. He marched 3 corps over his time in Marching Drum Corps. One of those corps is including the Blue Devils. He's the co-founder of the WGI percussion group Music City Mystique. Definitely a great accomplishment there. He's on the WGI board of directors. He is the vice president of marketing for System Blue. So kind of a little bit of a System Blue connection with the Colts this year. Robert W. Smith, he is the Colts brass arranger. He's the professor of music at Troy University, one of the most popular composers in the world, Smith is. His work has been featured on network television, motion pictures, and numerous TV productions. Brian Harmson, he will be the front ensemble arranger and electronics designer this season for the Colts. Ben Piles, the percussion caption head and battery arranger. He's the director of athletic percussion at the University of Texas, San Antonio. He majored in percussion education at Indiana University of Pennsylvania and Lamar University. He's worked with many DCI and WGI programs around the United States. Richard Hinshaw, visual designer for the Colts. Daniel Wiles, a visual consultant, kind of consulting the Colts in what direction to go visually. He marched the Cavaliers in the 1980s. He serves as a bunch of different positions at Avon High School in Indiana, one of the most prestigious marching band programs in the nation. He's the visual coordinator, program coordinator, and color guard director at Avon. He's also part of the WGI advisory board. Jade Bouza, color guard caption head and color guard designer for the Colts. Carlos Escobar Dyer, another color guard designer. Matt Winans, he is kind of involved in movement and choreography design for the Colts. He's a Cadets alumni. He's a teacher, color guard designer, and instructor with the Flanagan High School Color Guard, Park Vista High School, and Strike Winter Guard, all three being based in Florida. Chad Miller, brass caption head. David Catogny, visual caption head. He's an alum of Spirit of Atlanta, the Crossman Blue Devils. He's a founding member of Infinity Percussion, who was the WGI Fan Favorite Award winner in 2019. He's taught at the Boston Crusaders and Blue Stars prior to his job with the Colts. And Ian Jeffrey, he serves as Catogny's assistant visual caption head. So the preseason for the Colts, as every corps does, go through all the rehearsals and move-ins and laundry days and performances before the season even starts. So the Colts really start on May 19th with color guard and percussion move-ins in Dubuque, Iowa. The guard and percussion's all that's there until May 24th. The brass then moves in Dubuque. May 25th, 26th is their May rehearsal. May 27th, they have a parade and park performance where they'll be performing just a little bit of the show music, see what it's like performing in front of an audience for the first time as an overall ensemble. May 28th to June 7th, the Colts have their spring training in DeKalb, Illinois at Northern Illinois University. June 8th is a car wash fundraiser day and also a laundry day for the Colts as they head back to Iowa. June 9th to June 15th, spring training in Independence, Iowa, and then June 16th to June 20th, spring training in DeWitt, Iowa, and then June 21st, the night before their first show in Madison, Wisconsin, they'll be having a summer premiere event for family and friends and fans in Dubuque, Iowa. So the Colts 2019 production, what direction are they heading in? They're heading in an innovative direction. The past few years, they've kind of been staying kind of half traditional with especially the uniforms, with a new uniform design, but still staying with like the hat and the plumes and all that. This year, I think they're going in a new direction. I think they're going to have some props, some costumes, going to really show what that innovative just stuff we've been seeing in DCI really ever since the Blue Coats started bringing out in 2016, especially with the costumes, or you could even go back to Crown in 2013 with the Purple Pants Band trend that they started. that whole uniform trend and props that were started way before that. But I think the Colts are definitely going in a good direction. This show this year, When Hell Freezes Over, Redemption, Survival, Revival, features the music of AC/DC, Robert W. Smith, Camille Saint-Saëns, Frédéric Chopin, and Bob Dylan. The Colts write on their website in the show description, the Colts explore the depths and dualities of a place one hopes to never go, signaling the hell. In the struggle, there's light. Beyond the inferno, there's ice, kind of going to that freezes part. Yet no soul is so forsaken that it cannot find its way to heaven's door. So, kind of, if you kind of translate through that, it's kind of, I don't think, such an abstract show. Most of their shows that they've been doing, like you think of the Both Sides Now show, really, or the Wizard of Oz show wasn't abstract, but some of these shows have really been abstract and are really hard to catch on to, even after their final performance. It's like, I still don't know what they're trying to tell. I think this year, they're heading in a more, here's our show, here's all the, here it is. Like, there's no, like, there's not an underlying storyline that you can't see. That underlying storyline is something that's definitely brought to the field through whatever they use. Props, costumes I'll show in a minute. They're definitely sticking with this, like, fire ice thing I see here. So I think the Colts are definitely heading in the right pathway that possibly they could even get into finals. So final part of this season preview, kind of what I was just talking about, is the 2019 uniforms for the Colts. A new modern look for the Colts this year. They went from their traditional uniforms to these new uniforms they had the past few years, and now they've broken into the costume field. Partnering with Fruhoff uniforms for their first season in a partnership. I like the look the Colts have, and really one of the fun parts is like just the whole fan perspective, which is, what's your favorite looking uniforms? Who cares how they relate to the show? I like how these uniforms look, going from the orange to the red, the blue. I really like the uniforms, and I think that they play well in with the theme of the show that I was just discussing. The Colts definitely going in that new pathway this year. I think that they could be a force to be reckoned with in the top 12 at season's end. I don't know if they're totally that far along, but after they defeated the Academy in semifinals last year, it's really been one of the least talked about things. Like, nobody discussed it really after semifinals. Nobody's discussed it all offseason. I think that 14th place finish, knowing that they got past the Academy with Lindsay Vento as designer with the Academy are totally going in the new direction as well. So really, I don't have any idea. I don't really think anyone outside of each specific core knows what everyone's bringing, because anybody from really 11th, I think I'll count the Mandarins as locked in, but I think from Phantom on down to the Troopers, and maybe even like somebody we're not even thinking of, Pacific Crest or Music City, somebody that could join in but not maybe get to finals, but could definitely be top 16. There are a lot of hungry cores, a lot of hungry designers, a lot of hungry members this year that are looking for a finals berth. And really, you can count the Mandarins or not, there's only 2 or 3 available, because everybody else is kind of locked in and have all taken their show designs to that next step and have that talent at the next step. So I think the finals race this year is going to be the closest, really, probably we've ever seen. Between 11th at Phantom and 16th, I'll keep it just in there, maybe somebody else, the Troopers. There's a lot of, I mean, I don't think we see the same core placing in the same spot all season long, but like between when they meet first, so like when the Colts and Academy meet first, and then at the regionals, I don't think the same cores finish in the same spots. I think everybody changes places, and the Colts are kind of in the middle there. They finished 14th. They're not at 11th. They're not totally feeling kind of good, even though Phantom, I don't think, is feeling kind of good. And they're not totally back at the Troopers or Pacific Crest, but they're kind of in the middle and say, if we push the boundaries, maybe we can get into finals. That's all I got on this season preview. Thank you for watching and have a great rest of your day.